Talk the things me come fi talk the things, you hear? Talk the things me come fi talk the things, you hear me? Talk the things me come fi talk the things. Me no business, me no care if them screw face. Whoa! Talk the things me come fi talk the things, you hear me? Talk the things me come fi talk the things. Whoa! Talk the things me come fi talk the things. Me no business, me no care if them no worried me. Talk the things me come fi talk the things, you hear? Talk the things me come fi talk the things. Whoa! Talk the things me come fi talk the things. Me no business, me no care if them screw face. Whoa! Talk the things me come fi talk the things. You hear? Talk the things me come fi talk the things. Whoa! Talk the things me come fi talk the things. Me no business, me no care if them not like me. Talk the things me come fi talk the thing. You hear? Talk the things me come fi talk the thing. Whoa! Talk the things me come fi talk the things. You no business, me no care if them screw face. Wow! Talk the things me come fi talk the thing. You hear? Talk the things me come fi talk the things. Whoa! Talk the things me come fi talk the things. Me no business, me no care if them no worried. They hear me fun too much, too much. Whoa! Them not like me not like them. Them not rate me. Me and them no friend. Me don't see you care the whole of them are eating. Talk the things me come fi talk the thing. You hear? Talk the things me come fi talk the thing. Whoa! Talk the things me come fi talk the things. Me no business, me no care if them screw face. Whoa! Talk the things me come fi talk the thing. You hear?
Thinking of buying or selling a home or renting an apartment? Then look no further than Citadel Circle Realty. Located at 1111 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York, we cover Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island, the Bronx, Staten Island, and Manhattan. Let one of our knowledgeable and professional agents assist you with your real estate goals today. Buying or selling today? No problem. Need to rent an apartment? We got you covered. Call us today at 718-717-8251. That's 718-717-8251.
Oh, not again, man, not again. Chaja, I got to get this engine fixed. Oh, shucks. Hey, like call me, bro. Hey, what going on there? What going on, Germs? Hey, days, dog. Right now, me head hot to me, bro. Me engine ain't starting. Where me engine ain't starting? Not the other day you fix your engine. But I mean, nobody's man ain't do a good work or what, right? I want to know what part I could get me engine fixed, bro. Alright, don't say 40. I got to help you out, because you know yes, my brother. Excitement. Hey, what going on? It's all about E&F General Auto Repair Inc., bro. These man, them specialize in everything when it comes to your car, your engine, your wheel, you know what I mean? Your carburetor. Whatever it is, bro, these man is the man them go fix your vehicle. Alright, well, like no part these people them there, man. These people are located at 5731 Cooper Avenue, yeah, Glendale, Queens. You understand? You could contact them on 347-844-9333 or 347-357-8723 or 646-972-8828. It is enough number. Well, all three them number, you must get onto them, man. You never going to me wasting no more time about it. I gonna deal with this engine now. Alright, do your thing, Drums. You don't know. It's all about E&F General Auto Repair Inc. Best auto mechanic them. Definitely, guys. You understand? Alright.
Me darker than midnight. Me darker than cool.
Planning to take a trip to Guyana? Planning to do a tour in Guyana? Well, this is the ideal company for you to call, and we're talking about Matthews 24-hour bus service, city and nature tours, airport trip, church trip, family outing, local tour, river tour, Kaicho Fall tour, Entori, Amarinian Village, Suriname, and Brazil tour. Matthews 24-hour bus service, city and nature tour. You guys could contact them on 592-639-2663, 592-673-2348. Let me give you back that number 592-639-2663 or 592-673-2348. You guys could also follow him on Facebook at Matthews 24 Hour Bus Service City and Nature Tour. Yes, guys, or you could contact Matthew direct with this number here, 639-2663. That's 639-2663. Matthews 24 Hour Bus Service City and Nature Tour. Planning a tour? Well, definitely you guys need to check this out. Matthews 24 Hour Bus Service and Nature Tour. Get there. Do not wait for next year. Oh, not again, man. Not again. Chaja, I got to get this engine fixed. Oh, shucks. Hey, like call me, bro. Hey, what going on there? What going on, Germs? Hey, days, dog. Right now, me head hot to me, bro. Me engine ain't starting. Where me engine ain't starting? Not the other day you fix your engine. But I mean, nobody's man ain't do a good work or what, right? I want to know what part I could get me engine fixed, bro. Alright, don't say 40. I got to help you out, because you know yes, my brother. Excitement. Hey, what going on? It's all about A and F General Auto Repair Inc., bro. These man, them specialize in everything when it comes to your car, your engine, your wheel, you know what I mean? Your carburetor. Whatever it is, bro, these man is the man them who fix your vehicle. Alright, well, like no part these people them there, man. These people are located at 5731 Cooper Avenue, yeah, Glendale, Queens. You understand? You could contact them on 347-844-9333 or 347-357-8723 or 646-972-8828. It is enough number. Well, all three them number, you must get onto them, man. You never going to me wasting no more time about it. I gonna deal with this engine now. Alright, do your thing, Germs. You don't know. It's all about A and F General Auto Repair Inc. Best auto mechanic them. Definitely, guys. You understand? Alright.
Me darker than midnight, me darker than cool.
Yep. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. I tell you, what an afternoon it is. It's 10 minutes past 5. I was to come early, 4 o'clock, but I decided to get my kids ready and everything and get them set early one time. I know school tomorrow and all these kind of things. So make sure I put them on works early so I could get y'all a good 2-hour show because we're getting up to 7 o'clock, all right? So, I'm trying to put in some works extra today, or should I say extra on the channel as we approach the holiday season, you know what I mean? Yes, so you know how it goes. We're 9 minutes into the show. We got 116 persons on the check-in. We only got 18 likes. We ain't gonna sweat it. Shelly Campbell in the building. Wait, Shelly end up beating Wendy. Oh, Shelly in the first place. Making joke. Yeah, man. Good afternoon, guys. You understand? So you know how the code go already. You know how we doing it. You see it? It's no rush. It's no fuss. We in the building. We got a whole heap of thing for talk about. We got a whole heap of thing for going for the two over there. Might go a little late. You never know. Nice. You understand? Oh, the phone done there ringing off. Imagine this phone ringing. And then even got no show. Whole day this phone there ringing. Big up everybody in the building. LTDT family in the building. You know the code. You know what up. Yeah, man, we in the building. Everything all right, man. Today we're going on today. I know y'all must see what's going on. Today it's a members live only. I know I started going members live only on the weekend, but guess what's going on? We gotta start treating the members a little more nice. So today it's all about the members live only. So you have to be a member to engage in this live is. If you're not a member, this and the same thing I was telling you guys, join the membership. It's only $2 a month, more cheaper than your rent. You understand? So big up everybody that checking in on the ones and threes. You guys know what's going on. You know how we're doing it today. 2 hours we're gonna be dealing with two topics. You understand? So we're gonna be doing our thing. We got a lot to talk about. As you guys see the thumbnail and the title, you guys know what's going on for today. You know what I mean? Yes, definitely we're gonna be speaking about the female cop got bail, 500,000 baht if he already buy mother get on. The buy mother get on erratic. We got a statement we're gonna read out, and it's crazy. Also, we got Hector. Definitely Hector. I don't know if y'all know Hector, Nature Boy. Yeah, Hector, Nature Boy. Well, I always got a problem with Muhammad. That I always got Hector go wild and crazy on Mark Benschop. I don't know what going on. We got the session for touchdown on. And we're gonna see if we could touch upon two more things. We're gonna try to see if we could touch upon a piece of Jaden situation, because I see a little scene, certain content creators still appalling upon the Jaden situation. And like I said, we're gonna try to chip in as much as we can with that, although Hurricane Melissa passed through Jamaica. Definitely we know Jamaica is suffering right now due to the hurricane. So you know how it goes, guys. You know what I mean? Our prayers still with you guys. Inside, man. So big up everybody that definitely in the building. You guys know what's going on. You guys know what's up. Yeah. So big up everybody in the building. You know the code. You know how we doing it wrong here. So you know what's up. I want to say good afternoon to you. It is 15 minutes after the hour of 5 o'clock. Yes, guys. Hope you guys enjoying the afternoon so far. So you know how it goes already wrong here. So yeah, man, we got vibe up the place, and then you don't know we forward as we building the vibe, right?
Gaze it. No, na, 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 hey, there was a man that once crossed the border and tried to impersonate an East Indian. He hair jet black, shiny and straight, and his passport up to date. So right away he started to make. He said, I know all about the rivers and seas, Kaitor and Upunununi. I know about the blue saki, and my wife owns 7 stories. And so he continued to speak about the restaurants where he did eat, all the nice pepper pot and sada roti. But then one of the swamis raised his hand and said, man, you're a cunt, 'cause if you're an East Indian and claiming you know Ali Ramatar and Jagan, how come you don't know anything about Punjal masala or Baigan? He said, I know all about Diwali, I've gone to the Kanji, and I've even cooked rice in a very big kahari. I know about Mamu and Shanchi, Lukanani and Baji, from chicken foot and sawari to pigeon peas and oil roti. I've even gone to Burpees, cook me Thai in hot grease, and fly frill kites in the Demarara. Then one of the swamis raised his hand and said, man, you're a cunt, 'cause if you're an East Indian and claiming you know Ali Ramatar and Jagan, how come you don't know anything Cause if you're an East Indian, then claiming you know Ali, Ramatar, and Jagan, how come you don't know anything about Punjab masala or Baigan?
Back in the building, man. Yeah. Excited, man. Foreign imposter.
No one
Hold up. We don't want it again. Hold on. That one is called Foreign Imposter. After Rising, there's my second song on the list. Between the three songs, them, Rising for me is number one. Foreign Imposter is number two for me. And you could say, well, Caribbean Water is number three. You know what I mean? But yeah, I like Foreign Imposter and Rising. You know what I mean? Everything good. Who's the talk about it with who? All right, yeah, I better ask know me friend when she there in this building. You understand? Yeah, man. Shanil, big up yourself. Like up the live, guys. Like the live up. Make sure y'all like up the live. Don't ramp up and play with this thing. I'm there. Like it up and suck it up. All right, good. Well, today we got some tragic incident. We're gonna kick it off quick and fast today with the police officer. Let me get this out of the way, and then definitely we're gonna jump into some more stuff that we got as we go through. Now, I know you guys could remember the last upload that I did, whereby a female cop knocked down a 15-year-old boy when he was crossing the pedestrian cross on Success Public Road, East Coast, Demerara. Now, the officer was in police custody, and it seems like the officer got bail. So this is causing a big eruption right now. It's a problem. You got people saying that, it ain't supposed to happen. But yeah, I know how it goes already. It's crazy. At this said moment, you see the mother crying, the mother pleading, the mother bawling for justice, which in it shows clearly that she's not gonna get. You understand? Now we got the mother here, so definitely stressed out, fatigue, head hot and shit because why? Her son dead. Nobody. It looked like nobody put no compensation to it. Look like everything had to come out of their pocket. Just imagine you son left good home for go to school, and then you get a flipping call, so your son get knocked down and unalive. You could imagine though. There's not nothing for play with this serious sitting. Now, critics said two charges don't get bail for murder and treason. So murder is only when you murder somebody with gun, like when you shoot a man, chop a man up and them kind of thing, then it consider murder. But knocking down somebody, like driving reckless. This person run in front of the vehicle. Yeah, this person must forget to look up the side. Cause they got start he didn't look in regain, but still is on a pedestrian crossing he there. So she had almost time for see this man and slowed the hell down. This is what she had. So it's kind of it crazy. I don't know how them is do the analytics in court, but I know if you're drinking and kill somebody, or you got, or you're sober and you're not kill somebody with driving, it's supposed to be murder on me, you know. But listen to the mother.
The school and the magistrate to see to her. Who gonna see to me? Who gonna see to me? I lost my son. She will go home and see hers, but I cannot go home and see mine. How is it fair? Tell me, how is it fair?
What you expected?
Wow.
What did you
I was expecting her to go on jail. Let she go to jail. She does not deserve to come out here.
Hit the child on the pedestrian crossing.
My son was on the pedestrian crossing. He wasn't wrong. Then these police, these so-called police, saying $500,000 bill. Yeah, come now.
Why you going and high five?
The school and the magistrate to see to her. Who can see to me?
You know what I mean? That's not nice. Yeah. You know what I mean? Magistrate does say, yo, $500,000 bill. Yo, me able, don't mean me able. This right now mean they in a good mood. I'm not in a good mood. 500,000 and I want to go morally. They got some of these magistrate. When they go into their own stress, they don't got no time with you. You see me? Okay, also known as vehicle owning is a serious crime offense that occur with a driver's unlawful or negligent operation vehicle result in other persons death. Okay, where Daisy charges should get Parkinson. You said, man. Vehicle manslaughter. Yeah. Also known as vehicle homicide is a serious criminal offense. Okay. Yeah, what this what I'm trying to tell you. I don't know how these people let me go up on bail just so shy. So two things. I could go home and knock down somebody and get bail and kill them. Or when I said two things, reverse, a man could knock me down and kill me and get bail. Or these things only apply to police, soldiers, people in the defense force, or people with a link to the big boys them. This is what I'm trying to figure out. You see?
Who can see to me?
Oh, this is I think this is the corporal here, sir. This person said remove those badge off her shoulder. Why she smiling? There's a photo when she went voting. This I should put up show one finger. This vote show and voting. You're making a positive impact. Your work is truly inspiring and uplifting. Who the person talking to? A lot of you are quick to judge, but there is always two sides to a story. All right, so where's the two side to the story? This is what I want to know with this person saying that it's two side to a story. What is the two side to the story? In the comment section, the person saying they're quick to judge, but there's always two sides to the story. And we see it clear. Them ain't got two sides to a story when the whole country see a CCTV footage of she blazing down the highway. Remember now, like I said, it's common sense. It's either she take she eye after the wheel, after the road, or something. Because I'm a driver. I've been driving from the age of 21. You know what I'm telling you? So I know about driving. I don't no big skill, man, and no big no. I just take my time and drive, meet where I going, meet where I coming. If I speed up a little, but I always go to the speed limit. I never go over my speed limit. And I could tell you, she had almost time. The road wasn't so cluster. If I'm facing ahead and I'm driving, despite I got me earpiece and I talking, I can look in while I driving. Can't remember this how I drive. I looking all to me side of the road. Can't remember I can dep on a two lane some man the next to me. I making sure I driving. I looking in front, looking to see anybody crossing the road, looking to see if anything in the street. And is focus, is focus. This is how you do it as a driver. So obviously that's what she's supposed to be doing. Focusing while he's driving. You supposed to don't see them cheering from a mile or half a mile. You supposed to don't see them cheering thing out there, but they got cheering their past. Nobody by the pedestrian crossing, but I got slow down or something. Hello.
Blessings,
Yeah, my
blessings,
sis.
blessings, blessings. Good night, good
Mm-hmm.
afternoon. It's afternoon by you, it's night by
Yes,
me.
it's
It's after
afternoon night by
6. When I hear the phone beep, I say, wait, so early? When I check the time, I say, all right already.
yeah, time gone back.
No.
Yeah.
You see, only when it hit home at people, people just realize what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
There's a law in Guyana for one set of people. Understand?
Yeah,
You
man.
say only if you murder somebody, if you would get jail, but you forget the man and alive the police and he get bail. So you have to say when certain people
So
murder
this is what I'm
people,
saying.
right?
This is not no lie.
Because
Anybody can try it for truth.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not ending anybody because if you come and you get bad driver and you knock down anybody, you can get sent straight to jail
I tell
because they want you for being on YouTube,
on YouTube too already.
right?
Oh,
You there on the
for
hot
real.
seat,
For real.
right?
For real.
So don't even entertain
Kid,
the rebuke though.
rebuke it in the name
You
of Jesus. Thank you,
understand?
my sister. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No. I see people hit down people and drive away from scene. And when the police do catch them, they take away the license. Right in Guyana here talking about lately, take
Okay.
away the driver's license and remand them to prison because they say you refuse to render assistance to the person that you hit down.
Stricter
Understand?
than Joshua.
So this law is a one set of people in Guyana.
Yeah.
Once they redeem you as a scrapehead, you have to feel the heat. You understand? You got to feel the heat, my brother. But she, heartless as a woman.
I know like
She heartless as a woman, even if it's a big man you didn't knock down, is a human being. Stop. But she didn't stop. When I talk the night, somebody called and said, yeah, she stopped. She never
she
stopped
never
because I
stop.
listen Travis Chase News.
Right.
That's why the hatcher and the close arrest. Remember, the Gata saying is now who you know is who know you, and this is what's going on in this country right now. The law is for the lawless. The only way people could get judged, the right justice in Guyana, they gotta forget it from the creator, not mankind right now under this government.
I telling you.
Not under this
Nah,
government. If you want justice, you gotta take it off your own. You understand? And
Real
people
talk.
gonna reach to a stage where they
I
would
would
be
like to
doing
address
this.
some
People
of the
gonna reach to
comments
a stage where they're gonna
that
be
this
doing this. People, children is people, families, not animal in this street trade. And you know what you're looking at when these things happen. No minister, nobody ain't going for comfort or embrace you. You got to grind it yourself. Understand? In the Bible says, stand a woman tender care since the one the child she
She beer.
bear.
Real thing, sis.
Woman crying now, she gonna cry it next, you know. She
Mm-hmm.
mightn't cry now, she gonna cry different. Trust me, there is a God. Co-host, much, much love to all the
She did it.
listeners.
Yes, my sis. Love and love alone.
Blessings, my brother.
Yes, I.
Yeah.
Okay, Joe. It says it's crazy, bro. I saw a policewoman on $500,000 bail for fatal East Coast accident. 35-year-old police corporal. Eh? Okay, I don't know where it is either. Um, yeah, 35-year-old police corporal. Yelene, come a badge. Just now, yeah. Of Eastville Housing Scheme East Coast Amara was today granted in um Superintendent Magistrate Court, where she was granted bail in the sum of 500,000. Come a badge appear before Magistrate Abigail Gibbs, where the charge for causing death by dangerous driving was read to her. What going on here, sir? This what saying is in the reporter now. This was read to she. Charge cause of death by dangerous driving. Cause of death by dangerous driving was read to her. The charge stemmed from a fatal accident that claimed the life of 15-year-old. You understand? Navindra. So if the report saying though, how the hell she still get 500,000 bail? Bang.
Bang, 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 bullets. You hear the second song that you like? The second song is "How Come You Don't Know Anything But Boot or Began?" Boys, how come you don't know anything about the law in Guyana? Huh? My condolence goes out to that mother, understand me, because no mother deserves to lose a child at that way. Understand me? Everybody's want the children bury them, not them gonna bury the children. So my condolence goes out to her. But I hope she wasn't a PPP because this is we call judgment. For know that you're living in a country and the government doing certain things and you're still putting them in power. And how come you don't know the law in Guyana that these things has happened?
Yeah.
How come you don't know? Real thing. How come you don't know? Miss Madonna, a blessed day, a blessed night to you. Hope you had a fantastic day. Came out there in France too, all to my friends, queens. Hope you guys are living it up. Hope you have a splendid weekend. But how come they don't know? How come they don't know? So what I'm saying right now, right, is feel how a black woman now is feel in Guyana for the last 5, 4, 3 decades, bawling for justice and crying for justice. It got to come home to everybody, you know, in terms for everybody to wake up. Terms for everyone to wake up and come to reality, it have to come home by everybody door. Because the great Bob Marley said, who feels it knows it. How come you don't know about the law? Bang!
I telling you, I no lie. Straight. It's bare foolishness, man. I know living. You understand? Yeah. One thing, you ready for sleep? Yes, guys. You know what I mean? This real cruel though for no though. Mm-hmm. This one say his mama, last laugh will be the best laugh. Imagine it's okay for you to smile while the mom with a broken heart, time and God. I used to, but the girl, this is a old what you say, how people stay, people cruel. So people really think that this girl is smiling. This is not a picture now. This is a old picture when she went on vote. It's on a whether the child didn't look left or right. The police officer should have more reason to drive more carefully, though through a school zone, and because just in case child rush out to the road, and being a police officer, she should have known better, and also driving away after the accident, I'm sure it's illegal. I just hope the parents of the boy get justice for their son. You understand? This person needs to make a lot of sense in this community. And this is the same thing we was saying. When we talk about this story, I can't remember this episode. It was a episode after this one or two episodes. But even Albert even calling and said that, oh, most of these police officers does not obey laws. Kaloka played a video with a big man, Candy James, and he said he hear the police coming behind him. And he pulling the car and brakes. Okay, he don't see he prepare for the man ramming tea, all the speed he went coming with. Not for these police, them do not follow and obey rules. Cause real thing with this person say so. You understand? The police officer should have more reason to drive more careful through a school zone, and because just in case a child rush out on the road. Just say it and done. They want to implicate big fancy road, put certain speed limit on certain zone where pedestrian crossing there, or wherever it's there, because I don't know if the school they right wrong there. Must be the school they right wrong there where they just come out for catch the bus or whatever they is do. I don't know. You see? But I don't think plus should drive away too. Just like what the person said, plus should drive away. Would I show you? Anytime there was in America, he says extra charges should he get. I don't got time with some of them, man. Let me take two more call. Yeah, Farai.
Aye, greetings.
Yes,
Give
sir.
thanks.
John, you home?
Good, yeah, man. Good to hear the eye,
Yes, sir.
going down of the sun thereof, and the moon thereof. Yeah, man. It's a pleasure and a joy to hear the man's voice once more,
Man.
Yeah.
Fire.
Fire, I
Respect.
had mentioned that the Guyana police force need a full revamp.
Mm-hmm.
I had even mentioned that we need people from Scotland Yard. It could be from Canada. It could be from America. Go down and retrain our cops down there, brethren. Because the things that the Guyana police them is going on with down there, it's a normal. Innocent lives are being lost. I ain't gonna say who, but I get born out on the program and I ain't gonna call no name because we ain't dealing with that. You understand? But yeah, I made that comment. We need a traffic enforcement where you have signs telling you there's a school zone, 15 miles per hour, flashing lights. When you cross the road, you push a button and it is light up. And the people them is know. That police officer was distracted because she was on her cell phone.
Yes. Straight.
Understand me?
Yeah, man.
She was on her cell phone. No way you could be coming within that speed. And if you wasn't distracted, you couldn't find brakes to stop to avoid that hitting that little child.
I telling
There's
you.
no way she was distracted. She was on her cell phone. And then you left the scene of an accident. Then because you got your one finger, because you vote one Guyana, you vote for PPP because Ali went down to the police station and tell you all how much pay y'all going to get for voting you back in. Your vote fee, and you're out now from band.
I tell you.
I
tell you.
It makes sense, man. It makes sense now. What kind of justice?
Is right?
Yeah, we need Guyana police need a full revamp, regime. Straight. They need to take it back from the academy right up. this man always say he's traffic chief. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Full joke. Yeah, for right.
Joke.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
watching you the other night at the press conference. Eh? Joke, you can't even answer a proper question. A simple question Travis Chase asked you. Joke.
Telling you right.
Definite right there.
Respect for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You said, man, this what we talking about with the whole scene. A lot of these officers, them, don't follow no rules and none of like just like before I said the traffic chief, full zero. Full alien we say. Full zero, full copper. You understand? Bullet. We say yo, I is bullet. Is that man? Real talk. And I tell you, most of these things is they're lashing some big by any police force. I is no guy, you know me. I try that. Mm-hmm. Decide, man. Something ain't right. Yeah. Anyway. Call a friend, tell a friend, no friend, man. You know the vibe. You know the vibe. I said, if I vibe and if I vibe, and give it vibe. Yeah, be up in the building. Take two more call and you're done. No, bang, 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 bang,
Bang.
banging.
And you know, listen, that song, understand me? How come you don't know anything but the law in Guyana? No, you know, says something there that I forgot to say, right? Now you see how she beautiful. Is a possibility some big boy and they could be beating that too.
I telling
And if a
you.
big boy and they beating that, ain't much coming out of that
Right.
because he himself is writing up that statement that this, understand me, was an accident, understand me, caused by negligence by the pedestrian, etc., etc., etc. Go down. I'm telling you, brother. So don't worry with the charge that she get. You can get charged for murder, but it doesn't mean that you're guilty. You can get charged, understand, for all kinds of things. But understand me, it's unproven till the case is over. So if she was beating, understand me, a big boy too, because don't forget, we now had a case there with a man that find out that his wife there, the big
Yeah.
boy beating she. I hear what was she
I gotta
excused?
find the story, you
He
know.
beating me before. He beating
Yeah.
me before we marry. And now we marry now. I want to stop beating and he want to stop beat me now. We jealous. Now the man pull you over and got his gun out. The man know he care. So all of these things going on right in the force. Oh my God, thank God for social media. Here, Father, the best thing you could ever give black people was social media. Oh Lord. I'm telling you, brother, it's happening all up in there. Straight. Bang.
Sorry there, guys. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I like how we keeping it short, spicy, and sweet. Is it? Short, spicy, and sweet. Yeah, man. Because everybody that definitely log in the building. Please like up the live. Like the live up for we right now, guys. All right. All right, we got that out of the car now, out of the way. Let me jump straight over to um let me jump straight over to Jam Yard for a bit. Y'all don't know we do it already. Big up to my Jamaican brothers and sisters. You know they're going through some serious time right now. I know my prayers goes out to Jamaica. So big up to everybody down there in Jamaica. You understand? Now yo, let me tell you this. It ain't normal right now. It's not a normal sight right now You know what I mean? Big up Robert, car Robert make sure you check in. And Robert saying all right. You understand? But it's crazy right now in Jamaica after what Hurricane Melissa did. You know what I mean, guys? Let's tap in and see what's really going on. Okay. Wrong. You understand? All right, all right. Now let me tap in and see what's going on. All right.
Jamaica, epicenter, ground zero of Hurricane Melissa, coming in off the Caribbean Sea here, 185 miles per hour, Category 5. And I just want to walk you through this devastation because in person, it takes your breath away and it is remarkable. And we'll come over here and this tour will give you an idea of exactly the hell that everyone here went through. Look at this church, if you can. And Jared Maloney, meteorologist and field producer behind the camera. You see this brick structure, been here a long time. Jared, look at that. There is nothing left. The entire interior and the roof collapsed down on it. And you see this street as we head down the center of it. So many people right now are suffering. There is a desperate need for water and food and supplies. Helicopters need to land here. Vehicles need to find their way in here through the compromised and destroyed roadways in the mountains. In the mountains, all the vegetation is gone. It is bare. It is town after town that is completely decimated by a mix of 185 mile an hour winds and rushing water and rain 2 to 3 feet. And we walk down the center of what used to be a bustling community and is now completely in ruin.
Popcorn.
These people
Chillax.
without a home, many people in shelters. And I have to ask you, I'm gonna come over and talk to you guys. Is everyone okay? As good as possible?
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, man.
Hello, good night. Fine. Hey, I calling to make a contribution to your program here.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Got you.
Yeah. This accident you're speaking about there with the police woman and the schoolboy, right? Hearing me? Oh, hello?
Yeah, man. You just go through, buddy. We hearing you. You just do your thing.
Yeah. It's a bailable offense, you know. And once it's a bailable offense, you're entitled to get bail, right? And the magistrate got a discretion to use, right? Basically, within the so if she got bail, it's a bailable offense.
Okay.
The
Say
part,
what you're saying. Real thing what you're saying.
the part that happened there, right, is if you drive away, right? That's an important charge. And that part might make you get bail. But then if you feel threatened, you know, something like an accident, people might take it to offense, they want to assault you, break up your car and damage and tell you to drive off from the scene, but you're supposed to stop at the first police station you meet and make a report.
Real talk.
All right, my brother, right?
Mm-hmm. Respect, brother.
So you could express it with your listeners, right?
Real stuff. Yeah, man. Kingston. Let me sure them giving me the walk today, bye. I know that. Giving me the walk. Let me go back here, so.
Six people have lost their lives, at least at this point here. Over 40 are on the Caribbean because of Melissa. U.S. aid is coming in. State of California is sending in search and rescue because they still need that here.
This is the view of Black River from the air. Utter destruction as far as the eye can see. For days, the coastal town was completely cut off, the road blocked by rubble and mud. Today, we found mangled debris lining the road. Portions are still flooded. When we finally reached Black River, everyone we met was desperate for help.
We need water, no water.
Donna Barnes told me the day Melissa hit was the worst day of her life. Take a look at the devastation at the hospital here. The roof is completely gone. The windows of this ambulance blown out. And this is the wrecked children's ward, where several babies were being treated during the storm. And despite significant damage to two terminals, Montego Bay's airport will begin commercial flights tomorrow. Very welcome news for stranded tourists. This is the view of Black River from the air. Utter destruction as
help me because me come down here and my heart hurt me. My heart hurt me because this little one is 2 weeks old, about a couple weeks old, and then out the door them sleep brethren like outside. Like outside. And we don't have to experience this. Everybody else at church them have concrete structure and this is outside. This is outside. So would have to help me. I want diapers, I want feeding, I want nail, I want tarpaulin. Me need clothes, me need food. Anything that you can give, I'll take it. And as many trips I need to make down here, I'm coming back. But this is too much. Like, this is too much. This is too much. They are sleeping outside. The only reason why they put up back this are because of the babies. There are 3 babies here. Oh, 4? 4. 1 and 1, 2 and 1, 1 and 8 months.
Hey.
And the one that must be about 2. Alright, if you don't think so, let me go over. Down to the puss hungry, Jesus Christ it. OMG. Oh, look at this bedroom. This baby I forgot through hurricane and storm. My pampers not there. My pampers not there.
That's so sick. Real thing, yo, that's crazy. I tell you, right now, it ain't looking good. It's not a good look. No, it's not a good look. You know what I mean? And I tell you, Jamaica shake up, Jamaica shake up. You understand? Yeah, man. Anyway, you know, say all of that going on and everything, it's crazy. No, like we said, condolence to everybody down there in Jamaica. You know what I mean? We gotta give praise, definitely, because Not gonna tell no lie. And I hear a lot of people drop out. A lot of people pass away. You said, man, no lie. Um, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Just a minute. So before we go into Jaden, right? Because we got to touch on piece of Jaden situation. Now, you know, after the whole hurricane season, the whole hurricane went down, the whole, a lot of person passed away, this kind of thing. They had some tourists from America. I don't know if y'all hear about it, but what happened is that these tourists was at a hotel called Rio International Hotel in Montego Bay, sorry. And what happened is that, but let me get a conversation about this is because what happened? Let me ever find this video. Hold on there. All right, let me come out here. So hold on. Bang, bang, bang. Foolishness here, do dog. All right, good. I don't know how much y'all could know what's going on with this situation right here. You understand? Now, as you guys could see, the title, what happening at the Rio Montego Bay Hurricane Melissa. Now, Hurricane Melissa just blew through Rio, blew through Jamaica, mash up the place. These are foreigners, women from America. I don't know if they're from Bronx, Queens, 90s, 40s, Flatbush. These gotta be these type of women they're saying. Now you know that the island just now suffered a category 5 hurricane, and you gonna be going off on the employees at the hotel because the hotel is short in food for the few days that y'all got for stay there. So the little food with they give y'all, you guys have a big issue with it. Now, while you listen to this woman here, sir, and just listen the ignorantness, and let me talk about this a bit.
So why couldn't we leave when y'all fucking feeding us pastries for breakfast and we still had to pay full price to stay here? Like, come on.
May I ask where you're going now?
We going to get something to eat.
Everything closed across the street. Everything closed. Gas station, shopping mall, everything closed.
So what are y'all doing for gas? You all knew this store was running, right? So you gonna give us bag lunches, bag breakfast, some pastries? That's so disrespectful.
You understand? Now y'all hear what the woman say? Imagine, this is the day after Hurricane Melissa already run through Jamaica. And she got a problem with little pastries and some fruits. So you're trying to tell me you don't know about fasting? Them say eat a little bit and live long. Eat a little bit and live long. This is what them say. But it seems like some of these women them that or that went to Jamaica, and this is the messed up thing about it, you know. Here is the messed up thing about it. You don't ever see white people behaving like this. You don't never see white people behaving like this. It's Negro people is behave like this. We black people. You know what I mean? is we black people is gonna behave like this. You a hurricane category 5 just now rack up Jamaica. You just got to hold out for 2 days. What happened? What really happened, by? Hi, good night, Angie.
Hey, good night, Fire. They are so disrespectful and out of order, bro.
Yeah, buddy.
Like this country just go through a disaster. Just thank God that you're even alive, yeah.
Alive. Oh,
Thank God that where
shit.
you're at a safe place. Consider the others who are in you know a messy state. And white people do behave like that too, because white people do insult black people. So don't say that white people don't do that. Oh, they're worse.
Oh, they're
When they're
worse.
speaking. They're worse. Right? But the thing is, it's for you to do that to your own. And a lot of them, when they leave this country and they go to somewhere else, they always operate like they're better than other people, man. Where's some black people problem? Thank God for the little, like you said, eat little, eat little and live long,
This
man.
what he's saying.
You still have something to eat. Consider the hundreds of thousands who out there who ain't even know where the next meal coming from.
Oh, some people crazy.
There should be a shame of themselves, man.
This is what he's saying. You know what I mean? Wherever they're on the internet don't come off, I know when they watch back this, they're gonna shame.
Where you see some where you see some all you see they carrying on like this, must he first and then must he barely scope a little scent for go on a vacation. Must he first time never expected, get excited and want to embarrass and insult people.
Yeah.
Be a shame and disgrace of themselves, man.
I tell you about what.
Things like this just really upset me.
I know,
You don't
sis.
talk down and carry on people like this, man.
I know.
This is the one who's go to places and don't tip nobody.
Yes, right?
Belly full and don't tip people. I can't stand some people, man.
I tell you, crazy.
Really too.
All right, my sis. You there, yeah, so. Anyway, let me go to some people that got a problem that react to the whole situation. Take a listen to this sister in here, so. Hello, good night.
Good evening, Ross.
Yes, I.
Now, say what happened now. People pay the money to go on a vacation and put up at, we don't know what type of hotel it is, 5-star, 3-star, or what. And we don't know when last they had a meal. There's the other thing. Hotels supposed to got stuff. They're supposed to prepare for these things because they know what's coming down is Jamaica. You don't know when last these people had a meal. And you don't know how much they was given. But they're supposed to know also that a hurricane pass and a lot of things going on. It's not normal times. And
yeah. So you don't.
A lot of people
had
nothing.
But don't you think that when something like this occurring, persons don't get alarmed about it, that they could leave and go home or be told before they line this happen?
No flight. The flight I think was flight was put up. Some people wanted to leave, but they couldn't leave.
But I understand things is happen. I went saying the same thing that the hotel should have got food and these kind of thing, but things is happen. Sometime where they had done out by the time they you know what I mean. We know what time the food run out, but we can't say them and eat a meal. They eat. But remember, there's the day after hurricane, after the hurricane done, there's the day after. You understand?
Good, but we don't know when last they had a meal. After the last time they had a meal, so the time when they get
somebody
would
have said.
But I think hotels should be able to make preparation for certain. Even if you don't have food, you're supposed to have other stuff that is not perishable. That a lot of biscuit, a lot of different stuff and
there's what the people them get them. That's what they got. That's what the people them get after them and got no rice. The people them get them stuff like that. Some fruits,
but pastries. We don't know how much.
pastries and these things. So there's the listen, the problem of this situation here is not what if they eat or whatever. It's what the people them got right now trying to let them know whatever going on. We ain't got so much. We got this, so we trying for us blend it and things. So we can get a 3 pastry. Everybody get a 3 pastry, a 2 apple. A little, so she got a big problem with her and going on. I said, this what you're gonna give us some breakfast and this and that. This what we trying to say. You supposed to understand. Well, all right, but understand it that you know
So
what I
there
mean.
was breakfast.
It's right, man.
So what lunch was? Lunch was a lot more.
Yeah,
or
them had a
something.
next thing. There was the breakfast situation there. Them had something because a girl had something them had for lunch, but something nice. But it wasn't no big lunch, some nothing you could have get. There's the whole thing. You know what I mean? But I
It
understand where you're
depends
coming
the part
from.
the hotel went.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes where the hotel went, he take the brunt of it because they got certain place hotel and had no problem because they didn't get touched.
Real talk. Real
There is
talk.
it.
Yes, right, man. Sometimes the kitchen mash up. Sometimes something could happen, make them got no food.
Yeah,
And
and
days on
then
them at all.
the staff might be in the park where they mash up.
Yes, right,
And
man.
a lot of staff don't come to work because they gotta look after their interests. Is that the thing?
One love, brother.
Me come and make up no bed and cook and me house mash up.
Real thing. Good.
Yeah, man.
One love. And Junior. Yeah, my sis.
Hey, Fire, I was calling back. According to the caller just now, like everybody got their own opinion. I'm just piggybacking a little off of what he was saying. Um, you don't even know what transpired. I heard you was saying just now. Sometimes it could be the kitchen mashup. Did they ever sit and think, for example, it could also be employees who are chef who are cooking in the kitchen. Maybe they ain't get to come in, and that's what the hotel got. So they're giving them what they got.
Yeah, man.
Hotel not gonna. When you're a business person, you ain't gonna explain everything to your guests. You ain't gonna break everything down because you're just to satisfy them and please them.
Real talk.
I'm gonna expect. I was going to Guyana for my father's funeral in December, and I know we're not talking about funeral and stuff, but I'm
It's
making
cool.
an
Yeah,
example.
yeah. We don't
And it was we're going on a first class flight. We miss our flight. Guess what they think the airline give us? Just a $12 ticket, and all night we at the airport. $12. You have to go and spend your own money, and that's an airline. Nobody dare to come and apologize to you for missing your flight and all this kind of stuff, and it was their fault. So things like that, I'm just making an example to say you don't even know what transpire. You don't know if the employees, them who dealing in the kitchen section, you know if the home mash up, if they cannot come. Just be thankful, na man. Just be grateful for small mercies. Wait, you're that hungry? Sometimes God using the opportunity for you to go through a fast.
You know,
Fast and pray and thank God that you're alive. And the hotel where you at, in mash up and you alive. You got roof over your head. That's enough.
This is the main thing. I would be thanking God that I'm alive, you know what I mean? And eat me little pastry and drink my little water and I think until I beat out to the place.
God must be using that opportunity for listen.
I don't understand.
Starve yourself, okay? Just go through this, eh? Just thank God you're alive, bro.
Straight up.
Look them face out of order. Oh, look how get yes.
Nah, she rambling. Yes, I.
Yes, hi Fire. How
Hi,
you
good
doing?
night.
Yeah, so I do agree with you with everything you're saying. But one thing I would say that kind of look a little funny on the hotel side, when they realized that the storm was coming, the hurricane was coming and people were stuck, right? They had an option. They either could have chose to go into a shelter or pay money, right? I think even a little bit more than what they were already paying to stay in the hotel. So I think what happened to some of these entitled Americans, they felt because they paid this money that they should have gotten a certain kind of, accommodations.
Yes.
You understand? So that was the only thing I would say on the hotel part that look a bit funny because honestly, I felt like once the hotel them know that these people was getting stuck, they should have automatically been able to stay in the hotel. I don't understand why it was an option for them to go into a shelter. You understand? Or if they needed to stay in the hotel, they had to pay this certain kind of money,
Straight
right?
up. Straight.
So that's just me playing a little devil's advocate on their side that I would say, yeah. But outside of that, yes, they should be lucky that they're alive and be grateful.
Yeah, man.
All right. That's all I wanted
Blessings.
to say.
All right, good.
Okay.
Yeah, guys, like up the live, man. Like up the live. It's members only tonight, you know. It go. It's not mom, yeah, it's daddy. Give me a kiss. His eyes like calm, you know, eh? Anyway, let me hear what this sister got say. This sister representing the
Who's that lady going? Who was that lady going off on the employees in Jamaica at that Rue hotel? She going off the employees telling them, well, we don't want pastries. What are y'all doing to accommodate us? I'm about to go across the street and the man is just being so nice and he's telling her, hey, all that is closed over there. Baby, you try to get a trip on the low, knowing that you was in hurricane season. Have some sympathy. These people have families. They have homes that was probably destroyed. I'm so glad that girl was recording. I'm so glad that you showed her face. Have some sympathy. You just went over there and just gave all of us a bad name. Y'all, we all don't act like that.
She takes herself out here. She don't act like that. Stop no, man. Okay, well, go on.
Right. It's normal, man. Miss Angie, all of those tickets was cheap tickets. It's hurricane season. When it's hurricane season in the Caribbean, tickets is be cheap, especially for Jamaica. Secondly, understand the airline and the hotel that you're staying at is like straight. It's hurricane season, and especially if a hurricane coming to the island, buddy, a week in front, everybody know that this hurricane heading to Jamaica. All of them had a chance to get out, but you know what? They didn't want to cut the vacation they have because they don't know the money burn. They wanted to stay.
Yeah.
Understand? And so it doesn't matter what people are gonna come up and say that the hotel should have given them it free. I want the people that are listening to this understand this, right? The hotels that these people stay at in Jamaica ain't belongs to Jamaicans. It belongs to white people.
Yes.
You understand? So check with yourself. That's the next thing. Secondly, if there's the hit down Florida, enough Americans going to run home. They want to stay there. Be grateful, understand me, for see how Caribbean people stay and got the children and the grandmother and the mother and father getting blow away and here with you trying to make sure you eat something. When they got people in Jamaica and even got 9 for eat. You talking about a bun and a cake and a biscuit. They got people get the next day and they want to know if they got to eat somebody. You talking about eating a biscuit. People that listen to this, right? Whenever you see me, I come over here and calling people trash head. Understand? I am talking to black people. I am here to wake up my black race. Whether you're in Africa, in the Caribbean, or in America, I don't care who you is. Once you bring it on social media, I can tell you as it is. And I tell people all the time, you see black Americans and black Americans that listening in this, that you got common sense or knowledge, you will know I'm not speaking to you. But you see most black Americans is the worst black people in the world, you know. Black Americans are the worst black people in the world. Now, I'm going to explain, right? Because with things come explanation. Why? Black people in America get the best education in this world. Black people in America got the opportunity with a passport that they could travel anywhere in this world. Black people in America could only work for $100,000 American dollars, and they go anywhere in the Caribbean, there's a millionaire. Anywhere in Africa, there's a millionaire. And they may stay in America and feel them is somebody, and them is nobody. Because when they come to the Caribbean, they can't even make it. Anybody from the Caribbean could go to America and make it. Because we in the Caribbean, we just raised with common sense and brains. We don't raise with the stupidness with y'all and the privilege y'all got. Y'all got too much of privilege, understand me? And it's not a Caribbean black against y'all. Understand me? We just let y'all know that y'all privilege and y'all just feel y'all is somebody. Y'all just feel like y'all could class y'all self for these white people. But we in the Caribbean, we don't care whether you're white or black. We dealing with money and love. And it's straight. And the fact is, understand me, it's very shameful to see that it's black people is who talking this trash. I see with my own eyes the other hotel that white people is staying at. The next day, white people get up and clean up the whole hotel. The whole entire hotel, white people get up and clean up with the staffs. You don't hear them complaining about no road. You see, black people is real problems, you know. But I here for letting know straight that them is a. You listen to me, people.
Wait, let me jump back
Yeah.
into
Thanks.
Yeah. Yo, let me tell you this. I have to give you some extra, boy. He's on fire. God dang.
Prime example of spoiled. I always think that you can get your way, have it your way. Well, not this time. She mad cause she hungry. Baby, you gonna eat them pastry, you be alright. Trust me, you can miss a meal. Wow, so honestly, I'm surprised there was any employees there in the first place. They chose to be at work, at their job. Baby, let that hurricane be going on. Y'all not gonna see me there.
I tell you, straight. Straight. You understand? No joke. You understand? Real thing. Hear this brother here, so what this brother gotta say? Watch. We taking some reaction on some of these guys. Just a minute, people. Hear what this brother, this virgin gonna say here, so hold on.
For making sure that I was safe. I really want to shout out the Ryu Palace for making sure that I was safe. I was good and fed and, you know, all of that during this hurricane because my dumb ass didn't even know it was a hurricane. I just thought it was a thunderstorm or some shit, and I still came. And I'm not tripping on the extra nights I gotta stay, the money. I'm not tripping on none of that. I'm glad to be able to goddamn still be here and safe. I'm laying down in bed at 240 right now in a comfortable, clean little bed.
It's right, man. There's people we know we say got simplicity. You know what I mean? Good night.
Blessings again. Blessings to lifestyle and Angie. So true. They ain't even thank God that they live to come through the storm, eh? You mean for tell me they got millions of people in Jamaica ain't even know where they're getting a meal from, ain't even got a roof over their head. They're supposed to thank God for life, even if they get one pastry. It's not because you may pay for it. You understand? Thank God for life. They should have choked on the pastries when whosoever eat it.
I tell you.
Trust me.
Yeah, man.
And them were behaving so when they go back America and they're going and buying McDonald's and all them rest of place expired things and they're eating it comfortable when it's recycled.
I tell you.
Blessings all the time.
I really want to shout out the Ryu Palace for making sure that I was safe. I was good and fed and, you know, all of that during this hurricane because my dumb ass didn't even know it was a hurricane. I just thought it was a thunderstorm or some shit, and I still came. And I'm not tripping on the extra nights I gotta stay, the money. I'm not tripping on none of that. I'm glad to be able to goddamn still be here and safe. I'm laying down in bed at 240 right now in a comfortable, clean little bed. You feel me? And I just want to tell the Ryu Palace staff that I really appreciate y'all, and I'm thankful that y'all didn't have to come help us, bro. Y'all could have went home. If I would have went home, like on some American shit, dead ass, I'm not saving them. I'm going with my daughter. You feel?
Yo, sad man is trouble. Sad man step on some dead ass shit. I didn't stay in wrong. I did gone home with me daughter. So big up the employees them that stick around. You know what I mean? Yeah, bro. Yeah, sometimes days out is gaffer be. You making sure, yeah, you know it's the serious scene, dog. Yeah, I tell you, hey, you see these people them? These people them is big trouble. Anyway, we can take two more calls and then we jump straight over to Jaden for 2 minutes. Yeah, my sis.
They should ban their ass next time. Don't let her go back Jamaica. Was serious because if it was a white person place or business or white employees, they would have never behaved that man in front of them. Ever. Black people gotta stop this nonsense, man. They love to embarrass their own. They love to talk down to their own, shame and degrade their own. And when they reach the other race, oh, they're being called all things and they're still shutting them out. Respectful. This is a man. And you hear what he's saying. And they're female and they look at them. Man, they should just plaster their face ass all over the place. Too disgraceful. Out of order self. It's shameful, man.
Shame, yeah.
Don't bring down people's standard like that. You don't know what is.
Talk the things, me comfy talk the things. You know?
Straight up, I don't lie. For real.
Watch him, man.
Crazy. Anyway, let me jump over to Jaden for a few minutes, cause you know Jaden was missing, and this was saying you guys could remember the 12-year-old definitely that was missing. What? Okay, just now. Daddy come and then daddy find this thing and then daddy come to you. Yeah. What we can jump straight over to J progress first. Then we gonna touch on upon a piece of we touch on upon a piece of HTK. Touch on upon a piece of she first. Flex up on she little. I know it's my friend. My sister that. HTK just tell your goons them ease out. Everything alright. You understand? We just a flex on a piece of sitting. No, come look here. Hello, behave yourself before me. You go up the road, girl. Get up. Look water. Come drink some water. But you just gotta behave so. Alright, hold on there.
This investigation, it's really about recovery. Jaden Smith's mother is still very much distressed. I'm sure by now you have seen the video that has gone all over when the MP spoke to Jaden's mother. And you can see it in her body language how distraught she is, how upset she is. The woman looks like a shadow of herself when she first came out. You can tell that between the time when she speak to Elie Lewis and now it coming like say she just lose one whole heap of weight. The woman look like she's been crying non-stop because she knows that if her child is out there or was out there during Melissa, survival is very, very slim. As the death count continues to rise, bodies are still being recovered in various parts of St. Elizabeth, Hanover, Clarendon, Black River. We can You know, just imagine how people are feeling out there, knowing that their family members are missing and hearing that this death toll just keeps rising. There are people who are yet to be recovered as a result of it. Roads are blocked. So you know that the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the Jamaica Defence Force, they have their hands very, very full. And it is so possible that things where Jaden Smith is concerned will not be prioritized. So it really is down to us as the voice of the people like us on the internet, to keep things going so that we do not forget what has happened to Jaden Smith. Now, let's remind ourselves about what the uncle, which is the father of Shanique, what did he say about Shanique's arrival? Let's remind ourselves right here.
While Jaden at school, yes,
Shanique and his friend named Tommy were living in our area, so was poetry at the same time, go freshen up because you know carry no clothes from foreign. So he just go as poetry up the tell about Femal white boss.
Yeah, but what about what time?
You know, I really remember time like that, but already early morning. Early morning, part.
No, what we're talking about the time now when Jaden supposed to at school. Yes, until him got the local fast food place. Yes, and at that time you now were on the road.
Yes.
Hustling. Yes, and so that's a now. But where were Shanique at the time?
Shanique and Tommy, that's poetry. Yes, that's poetry.
So did you notice that the uncle said that Shanique was present at the hospital on Friday morning? Early about 9 o'clock them time there? And remember, she then went to Spur Tree in order to freshen up and change. This was Friday morning. Now remember, Shanique said she never saw Jaden. Never ever saw Jaden, never. She said that Jaden was present at the hospital on Thursday, but that she hadn't seen Jaden because she didn't arrive until Friday. Yet, Friday morning, the uncle is saying she went to actually change. She went to freshen up at Spur Tree in an early morning time. Now, we are going to take a look at when flights arrive at Montego Bay from the United States of America. If you do a general search, it will tell you that flights arrive at various times depending on which state you are flying in from. However, the general rule of thumb is that flights start to arrive in Montego Bay from the United States at around 10 o'clock in the morning. There are morning flights, afternoon and evening flights. Now, there are two rumors about where Shanique is from. Other people think that she's from California. Some people think she is from Carolina. This particular post that I'll pin right here says that she is from South Carolina. Now, we're going to do a little bit of investigation around South Carolina and California just to determine the kind of flights, how often they come in, the time frame. There is also...
Hey, Alicia Little here, and I'm excited to announce that the 3rd annual AI and Marketing Summit is here.
This piece of evidence here that shows that Shanique has some ties to Philadelphia. She did do a photo shoot in Philly. It may not be recent, but we're going to work in Philadelphia as well into the picture just to cover all bases. So we have Philadelphia, California, and Carolina, okay? Let's take a look at the general timetable of flights from these places directly to Montego Bay. So you can travel from South Carolina via Charleston Airport or Charlotte Airport. We're going to examine two of those airports and their schedule by looking at what a typical Friday would look like traveling from those places to Montego Bay. One of the first things I noticed was that there was no direct flight going from Charleston to Montego Bay. You had to stop over or change flights, and this was generally the rule for all of the airlines. So we tested out a Friday to see what a typical Friday looks like arriving from Charleston to Montego Bay, and just looking at the timetable and what that actually looks like. Now, as you can see, the earliest flight that arrived from Charleston is around 10 o'clock in the morning in Montego Bay. So we're talking about 10:06, 10:10, them kind of times there, in the 10 o'clock region. So that discounts the fact that she could have flown in from Charleston to Montego Bay to get there in time for what the uncle says is a freshen up in Spurtree. Remember, says around 9 o'clock in the morning, him said that him give her the keys. Okay? So that Friday morning, she could never have been flying in from Charleston. So let's take another look at the other airports. Sorry guys, I'm not looking away from you. I'm looking at my screen because I want to go through this as I'm speaking to you in kind of real time. So just looking at these flights here, you've got one that leaves at 6 a.m. and it arrives at 2:29. Remember, the cousin also said that she arrived at 2 p.m. Remember, the cousin, that is Tammy, that we now know is the friend that is Tammy. Yes. So Tammy in her interview said she arrived at 2 p.m. So I'm just looking through here, and the flights that arrive close to that time, there is one here that arrives at 1:46, one that arrives at 2:29, and so on. Now, according to this, the one that arrives at 2:20.
Like on the live, guys, just beating a piece for the Jaden world with HTK them we out.
9 p.m. would have left at 6 a.m. It's an
That's the most stuff to talk about.
8-hour flight.
Yeah.
So give or take approximity, it could be that it's that flight that is being referred to by the cousin that arrives at that time. It does have one stop. There is one that leaves at 7:13 p.m. the previous day, as in the Thursday, as in she would have been traveling overnight. That is a 19-hour stretch. So there's a hell of a layover there. It would have arrived at about 2:29 p.m. Now, I did test to see if these times changed every Friday. No, they are standard. They are set times that these airlines do arrive. There is also American Airlines. They also arrive around 2:12 p.m. The earliest flight for them arriving at about 11:21 a.m. So, you know, and oh no, tell a lie. One arrives at 10:08. So the earliest flight for them arrives in about the 10 o'clock region. There is a flight that arrives at 2:50, one that arrives at 3, and so on. Okay, so those are the kind of timings that we're looking at, with 10 o'clock being the earliest arrival time in the morning, which really discounts what the uncle is saying. If the uncle is saying that she's arriving at 9, or at least she got there for around early in the morning, and then 9 o'clock he was able to hand her the keys so that she could go to Spurtree to freshen up. Now, if it is that we're looking at this particular airport and she lives in South Carolina, as the person on that post claimed, and she traveled via Charleston Airport, there's no way she would have gotten into the country for 9 o'clock in the morning to be able to get keys from the uncle to then go to Spurtree. Because the only way that Shanique would have been able to do this is if she had spent the night in the country and that she arrived on the Thursday. So, Charleston, it not really a line up with what the uncle come out and say. It's not lining up with the story about her getting into the airport to relieve the mother, to then travel to Spurtree to freshen up and all these things. Because there is no wee hours in the morning flight coming in from Charleston Airport. Okay, we are going to check Charlotte Airport. Let's see if there's any difference there. Now remember, we are covering all bases, and yes, of course, the post said that she was in South Carolina, Greenville to be exact. Now we're going to also check North Carolina. You never know, maybe, you know, Mama spend the night at a friend, she did somewhere else, I don't know. So we're going to cover everything. So we're going into Charlotte, which is the airport that caters for North Carolina, and let's check out what's happening here. So I did a search on that, and once again, the earliest flights we're looking at is 10 o'clock in the morning. We've got 10:12 a.m. The latest we've got, I think, is in the 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock region. Yeah, we've got 4:34 p.m. There is a 2:12 p.m. arrival more than one time. So that's in the 2 o'clock region. We have a 2:30 or 2:29. So those are the kind of timings that we're looking at. The timings also indicate that there is also a stop. So there is no direct flight once again. right? There is a one stop. Some of them have ridiculously long layovers where you would have been traveling from 5 p.m. the following day to get there after 1 in the afternoon, 24 hours later or nearly 24 hours later. So we've got some lengthy layovers for this particular one. Now, it's not impossible. Remember, the incident took place on the Thursday, and if they were at the hospital pretty late, and she was hearing that the child was not getting through and everything was not being handled properly, it is possible that she would have started traveling from the day before. Now, remember, she heard that they arrived at the hospital in around the 7 o'clock region, and that's when she made the decision, right? Because they were at the hospital from in the evening, and it was nearly midnight before they actually got seen to be registered. That's the Thursday night, right? Thursday, midnight, well, Friday morning, the wee hours of the morning, right? So having heard that, she would have heard that her child was not getting through, she's not happy, and she decided to then take a flight down. Those were her words. Now, if this is the case, then we have some flights here at 7:56. Mama would have had to been ready. You understand? We have some that are at 9:45 in the night and so on. So she would have had to have checked in, been on the flight, all of that within that time frame. What's the likelihood of that? That the day before, the Thursday when the incident happened, that she would have been so on the ball. Well, she did arrive without any clothes, didn't she? So that's not impossible that she just up and went, right? And said, listen, I never have time for pack. Me just a go. You understand? So we've got some at 8:45 p.m., 7:56 p.m., those kind of night times on the Thursday. So had she left the day before, she could have left on those flights and arrived. But then the timings, once again, for arrival does not coincide with anything that either Tammy or the uncle actually said. None of those kind of flights arrive at 9 o'clock in the morning or before that. None of those flights arrive at 2 p.m., which is what the other one said. So I'm still not convinced that this is the airport that she flew from. Now we're going to test out California. Now in California, there are several airports. Bear with me, Go on, hold the faith, because I'm going to show you something. So you have Los Angeles, you have San Francisco, Sacramento, San Diego, and Santa Ana. We're going to test all of them. Yes, you better believe it. So we're checking Los Angeles Airport. And in Los Angeles Airport, once again, the earliest flights that we have are around 10 o'clock in the morning arrival time. I'm not seeing any here that gets her in on time for Friday morning in the wee hours so that by 9 o'clock she's off to Spur Tree in order to freshen up with her friend Tammy. I'm seeing arrivals being around 1:46 p.m., 1:07 p.m., 10:12 a.m., 3 p.m., 10:08 a.m., 10:12, 1:07, 4:50, 10:12 a.m., 12:39, 4:34 p.m. These are the kind of times I'm hearing, none of which match either the 2 p.m. said by Tammy or the 9 o'clock in the morning said by the uncle. So Los Angeles, unfortunately, eliminated. Let's try the other ones. So now we're going to check San Francisco Airport. So San Francisco, I'm looking at the timings here. We're looking at 12:45 p.m. arrival, 12:23, 1:46, 12:39. After 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the earliest I've seen so far, 10:12 a.m. All of which are around, here we have a 2:05 p.m. one. So that one kind of lines up to what Tammy is saying, that she arrived at 2 p.m. So it could be that one. She would have had to have left 7:10 p.m. the previous day. So 7:10 p.m., that could have been, close to when she found out. Mama say 10 minutes after finding out. So she got run to the, I don't know how close she lives to this airport, right? But considering that you need 2 hours at least checking in time, it would have meant that she would have gotten to that airport around 5. It would have meant that whatever accident took place was between 3 and 4 p.m., thereabout. But I'm pretty certain that that's not what the aunt said in terms of the timings of when the accident took place. Let's remind ourselves.
On the way to the hospital, that is when I called my daughter to let her know that something happened to Zaire. I even took the picture of Zaire's leg in the car and sent it to my daughter. Zaire's leg was also on Jaden's foot because Zaire, me, and Jaden was at the back of the car. You understand? When I went to the hospital, I went to Hargreaves first. I went to Hargreaves first. The justice I got at Hargreaves, I was not satisfied. So we left with the letter to go to Mandeville. I was there until Minister 12 before Zaire name called for me to go back inside. And I never get through until minutes after 5 the next morning when they said that after we got through, we get inside and they sent me to do an x-ray because when the doctor saw Zaire, she said to me, this is not looking good. She said, bring him into the room that we examine him. When she pulled the baby pampers, she called a next doctor and said, it seems like the baby broke some bone. And she write up the x-ray paper immediately and she sent me to the x-ray. It was me and my husband that was there because my husband was still there with me.
Because they went with you? Okay.
Yes, all of them went with me. Because normally when we're going out, we don't leave anybody.
Okay, good.
And we went to the x-ray, we get the x-ray done, and I went back in because they would send the report to the doctor by the screen then. So you would have to bring the paper itself to the doctor. So when she looked at it, she said to me that the baby bone break. And I was sent back again to sit in the seat again until minutes after 6 when they said to me that they're going to admit the baby. It was about maybe 5:30 some minutes to 6 that my husband said to me he's going to leave because remember the kids are going to school. I said, okay.
So let's think about the timings that we've just heard, okay? Remember, she said that Zaire and Jaden, everybody was playing. She heard Zaire scream out and she decided to take Zaire to the hospital. Fine. She jumped in the car, everybody, jumped in the car and took the baby to the hospital. Now, she hasn't given quite specific timings about this, but we can use some common sense here. Remember, this is a Thursday. Jaden would have gone to school. Jaden's school finishes in about the 3 o'clock region. He usually gets home around 4, that kind of timing, based on the things that we have heard said before in terms of the timings and when school ends. Now, Jaden would have then, relaxed a bit, take off his uniform, blah, blah, blah. So we're talking about the 4 to 5 o'clock region when he'd be chilling with his cousin in the living room before this whole thing kicks off. Remember, she also mentioned that she was cooking from the Thursday night. So cooking did not go on. Everybody busy. She in our bedroom. I don't know who's doing the cooking. Maybe it was the man. But anyway, between...
Excuse me, you're reading wrong. Put these on. Show me your book. I'm going to take a picture of it. Now it's going to scan.
4, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock is when we're looking at in terms of time frame. They would have then driven from Newport to the hospital. That journey is about half an hour, she claims, because remember, she also accounted for the time frame that it took from the hospital to Newport when the father, or rather the uncle, had to take the kids back to the house in order to get them ready for school. So she said it was a half an hour drive. So we're giving her that half an hour drive, right, to Newport from Mandeville Hospital. So we're adding time on in terms of even transport to get there. We get there, we're looking at about 5:36. Then we're at about traffic. Them kind of times would have traffic. So we're at 6 o'clock, them kind of hours. And she first went to Hargreaves. She wasn't happy with the service she got there. She got a letter. So time is clocking up here before she ends up at Mandeville Hospital. And remember, during this 4 to 5 to 6 o'clock region is when she would have texted and said, here is a picture of what's going on with your child. Okay, and I'm taking your child to the hospital, to her daughter. So this gives this daughter between the hours of 4 to 6 to then make a decision that she needs to go. So we're talking about between the hours of 6 to 7 to 8 to 9, where she would get a flight 9 o'clock at night. Okay? Just bear with me in terms of the time frame, but we're approximating. And if we're making an educated guess here, she would have had to have made that decision pretty quickly, given herself that 2-hour security clearance and checking in time, in order to turn up at the airport, buy a ticket, etc., etc. And don't forget, traveling between her house and the airport unless she literally lives on the doorstep. So there's quite a bit involved here in terms of her traveling in order to get here on Friday morning. Do you understand? Now, if she gets to the airport Thursday night in order to get here in the wee hours of Friday morning, that is just not possible, because none of the flights between 7 and 9 in the night actually arrive early in the morning. They all arrive in the afternoon. When he said he saw his daughter and then at Friday morning he handed her keys, it's not making sense, because there's no way she would have arrived so quickly coming in from the United States. These timings do not make sense at all. And remember, these are connected flights, and a lot of the flights are connecting via Atlanta or Miami or New York, and none of them come in at that time. So that 9 o'clock that he mentioned, or that early in the morning on Friday morning, is not making any sense, because the only time she could have arrived is in the afternoon. That's the only time she could have arrived, in the afternoon, based on the timings of when the incident took place, when she would have gotten on the flight, and when the flights would have landed, based on booking a ticket in that time frame. The latest so far, based on the airports we're looking at, would have been checking in at about 9:50 p.m. if she left at this kind of airport that we've just mentioned, right? So any of those airports, about 9 o'clock thereabouts. And yes, indeed, there are flights that will get her in the following day at about 1:07, okay? But definitely not 2 o'clock. Not in the 2 o'clock region at all, according to Cammy, aka Tammy, the cousin slash friend, in this interview. Let me just remind you about what Cammy, the so-called cousin, claims in terms of timings. Take a listen.
So when my cousin got to Jamaica to relieve my aunt from the hospital, because when she landed in Montego Bay, she landed after 2 in Montego Bay. From Montego Bay to Mandeville is like a 3 hours drive. She went straight to Mandeville so she could relieve my auntie so she could go home from the hospital. That was Friday night. So she got to the hospital around after 7 p.m. When my aunt went home, that's when she realized that Jaden is not home. That's when the discovery was made that Jaden did not reach home from school.
Now, I did check Sacramento, and it didn't even make sense looking any further, because for Sacramento to actually be the airport that she departed from in California, she would have had to have left from the previous morning in order to arrive on the Friday, right? The layovers are stupid. The shortest amount of travel time I see is leaving from 12:15 p.m. So that's just quarter past lunchtime, right? And by then, there was nothing wrong with baby, okay? Zaire's leg was not broken. So, could never have possibly been this particular flight. It just doesn't make sense that she would have traveled from the previous day at this time. I mean, mind you, there is one that leaves at 4 p.m. and arrives at 1:46 p.m. Jaden leaving school to get home in time for all of that? I kind of don't think so. Considering that this incident took place on a Thursday, Jaden would have been at school that day. So no, that doesn't quite work at all. We do have a 5:40 p.m. flight, but then again, the window is also quite narrow between when Jaden left, the incident took place. She would have needed to check in, travel time to get to the airport, to get checked in, to pass security. I don't know. I am not convinced that this particular airport would have been the one, okay? there's just something that's not quite right here. There is one that's at 7:56 p.m., which I suppose is late enough. It does get in at about 1:07, and there's one that arrives at 2:20. There were 2 stops. Very, very expensive. Massive layover once again. I'm still not convinced, but once again, the earliest that any of these flights arrive is 10:08 in the morning. 10:08. I see nothing that arrives on time for her to be first thing in the morning at 9 o'clock, according to the uncle, going to Spur Tree to freshen up. So I'm eliminating Sacramento. Now let's check out San Diego. Okay. Now San Diego, from what I can see here, you have got some long layovers once again. None of them are direct. You've got 1 stops and 2 stops in between. Just looking at the times, right? The earliest that she would have gotten there, once again, we're looking at 10:08 in the morning. And I'm just looking at when she would have had to have traveled by in order to get there for that time. She would have had to have left at 12:40 p.m. So that's 20 to 1 in the afternoon. That not never happened at that time. You understand? Jaden's still there, school and all these things. So I'm just looking through this. We've got 5:50 p.m. Okay, so she could have gotten that one. That one arrives at 2:05 p.m. But think about it. It takes 2 hours to go through security, even without bags on this airline. I do not think she would have gotten there on time and managed to make it through. 5:50 p.m. to 2:05. She would have needed 2 hours. That's 3:50. She would
HTK busting it up easy and quick, you know what I mean? Yeah.
have had to
We're going up to 7 o'clock. We got 5 minutes more in here, so we're going to run the HTK out and we out of here.
arrived by. Something, nah, it just kind of not work. I just don't think so, because she would have had to have known about the situation long enough in order to arrange herself to get herself there to buy herself a ticket, or to get there to buy the ticket. I don't know. Quite an expensive ticket as well. So I don't think so. Then they've got one here that's at 8:40 p.m. That's a little bit more reasonable. It does arrive at 1:46 p.m. So circa the 2 p.m. That was claimed by Tammy. That's a 14-hour flight. And that one, I suppose, is doable. That would have given her ample time, and she would have gotten there on time for the 2 o'clock that they claimed, meaning the cousin, Tammy, which we now know is the friend. Lord Jesus, keep with me, okay? But the uncle said 9 o'clock in the morning. Who's lying, really? Because somebody's lying.
Right up on the wall?
Is it 9 o'clock in the morning on the Friday morning? Because something not right. None of these flights get in on time on the Friday for that. None. The earliest, once again, 9:52 a.m. So this one's a little bit more impressive, but it's still around the 10 o'clock in the morning mark. Based on what the uncle said, I'm going to eliminate, once again, San Diego. So now that leaves us with Santa Ana, okay? We are going to go through the flights of Santa Ana to see if there's any possibility there she could have gotten in the wee hours of Friday morning. So just looking through the departing flights. And, okay, so once again, the earliest flight I'm seeing, 10:12 a.m., 10:08 a.m., 10:12. None that arrives in the wee hours. This is the 10 o'clock region again. All right, we're going to check the 2 p.m. Time frame that was given by the friend / cousin, Tammy. All right, let's see if we find anything logical there. Okay, so 1:46 p.m., but she would have had to have left from 12:25 a.m. So that's 25 minutes after midnight. Okay. That's not too bad. That's a possibility. Remember, it's around 12 o'clock then they got through with the registration. That would have given her ample time in order to get to the airport, in order to depart, to turn up in Jamaica for around about 2 p.m. So that one is a possibility. But then that's a 1:46 p.m. slot. And she would have cleared because she doesn't have any bags. There's not much there to check, so she would have passed through security fairly quickly. I don't think it would have taken 15 minutes. I'm not going to lie, because she's got to move from there and then she's got to go get the coach. So somehow that one is a very slim margin that she would ever exit that airport at 2 p.m. It still doesn't quite grab me, that time frame. So I'll keep going. The rest arrives at 3 p.m. There is one that arrives at 12:48, so that would have given her ample time to exit the airport and get the 2 o'clock coach, possibly. But then she would have had to have left from 3:53 p.m. 2 hours in order to clear security and to check in, even though she doesn't have a bag. That's why I've taken an hour off. No.
But HDK going on, man.
By them time there, baby Zaire is fine. So that not quite work. No. Let me keep going. Then the rest, they arrive a bit later, 4:15. It's still not a reasonable time slot. There is a 5:40 p.m. It doesn't arrive until 1:07. That does give her a bit of time. Possibly she could have cleared the airport in an hour. Possibly on an efficient day in Montego Bay Airport, Sangsters. Maybe. Maybe. 5:40 p.m. Damn, that would have been a mother that's hot on it. You know what I'm saying? Somehow I'm still not convinced based on the timings of the aunt. But like I said, in terms of approximations, this is where some possibility arrives. So I'm not 100% eliminating this route here. But there are still some serious questions about the timings that are thrown up by Tammy and by the uncle. Because if the uncle is claiming that at 9 o'clock in the morning, she went to Spur Tree to freshen up with her friend Tammy, and that on no occasion did she see Jaden, then it would mean that she would have had to have arrived before 9 o'clock. I've looked through California. I've looked through Carolina, north and south. I've looked through all the potential airports, and none of these timings align. Now let's check Philadelphia. So, I've checked through Philadelphia, and it's the same kind of story. Thank God Philadelphia only have one international airport, because I'm getting fed up. I mean, no about all of me, I get fed up because I still can't prove that this woman to reach in time for 9 o'clock in the morning. The earliest flights, once again, we're looking at 10:12 a.m., just after 11. Those kind of hours, none of these arrive in the wee hours of the morning. None of them. Now, there are some that arrive just after 1, where she would have had to have departed from 6:50 p.m. the previous day. That is possible, given the circumstances. That would have given her time to clear the airport, bearing in mind she has no luggage, so she would have cleared fairly quickly. That's an 18-hour journey. And it's not too expensive a ticket. That one is a possibility, right? But it's still not the 2 p.m. that was claimed, but it still gives her time to exit the airport, possibly on an effective day, and catch her 2 o'clock coach, especially if she pay for it on the spot and so on. But I remember how Montego Bay Airport set up. There's a little bit of a walk.
Yeah, man. Take it past there. No joke. Is she... We know for a fact it's them on a live, yes. Okay. You understand? They unalive the youth, man. No joke. They unalive the youth, man. It's just this whole Hurricane Gilbert now. This Hurricane Melissa scene that mash up the island. It kind of hard. Wait, man. The storm mash up the island. This is the only thing we gotta watch at in terms of finding his body. You know what I mean? Because the place mash up, we don't know what's going on. But we could search. Nobody can do no searching. So right now we know for a fact, despite whatever they're saying that let me keep this going and all these kind of thing. I can be straight up to how Jamaica mash up right now. People not gonna focus on Jaden at this point. I just saying it because Jamaica mash up. You understand? You need help. The mother can't do it alone, and right now everybody need help in Jamaica. It's like this is the only fake up thing. Hello, good night.
Yes, good night. Fire. The next thing that I'm concerned with the hurricane is that it's gonna wash up any evidence that's there. You know, if you know, I mean, a miracle could happen. So I'm gonna say, God forbid, if we were to find his body. Now, any kind of evidence on his person, on his body itself, around the where he was, all of that is going to be compromised now
Yeah, no, for
with this
sure.
hurricane.
Yeah, man.
So
I
it's
know.
going to make it harder to prove
I know
now
though. Excitement.
how, you know.
They're
Yeah,
smiling right
so
now. The wicked smiling right now with
it,
a little hurricane.
exactly,
I telling you,
exactly.
smiling with a little hurricane there, but I know like yeah, my sis.
Yeah, but God will give
Yeah,
justice. God will
man.
give
Yeah, man.
justice. Mhm.
If it don't come inside the law hand, it don't come in a whipping they gonna get. Yeah,
Exactly,
man.
exactly.
Straight this
All
is
right.
what love. Yeah, them gonna get it in a whipping. But I don't see that already. The place right now, how the place is, it hard. You need help. And everybody need help in Jamaica right now. So for people to pick up you boarding right now with Jaden, it hard for people to pick up the boarding. Plus, same thing with the sister say. All if you find anybody, still, you can go set a mud, wherever it is, let me just say. It can tamper with wherever hand fingerprint or wherever the went pony. You know? Straight. So it makes this situation compromise. And the real effort, but what we could do with Jah works. You know? I don't know. I don't know if hurricane was created by men or by God. Don't tornado. I don't know what it was created by. But I feel, you know, mankind make certain things. But but I'm telling you, it's crazy. I know we want to fight for Jaden still, but it's a losing battle. We got all the evidence. We done bust the JX J Progress. Everybody boss. We bought this woman here, so boss it. All the fingerprint pointing at Chanel. But the police them moving slow. This is number one that happen. It does messed up when it come to justice. Yes, I.
Yeah, far right. You know, it is strange that after this hurricane, you don't even see a body wash up or nothing. You know what I mean? It go back to what that brethren had allegedly said on the program. You think Jason body went to a funeral parlor and they probably burned that body to ashes. Because I mean, how strange it is. How strange it is that a body can surface with all the flood and with all the water Jamaica had. How strange is that? That a body can surface and other people were drowned. But 9 bodies already recovered from this hurricane. What they done fine already. How strange is it that this particular body can't find out? So it pointing back to what our brethren allegedly had said. Yes, right? I think it's educated people we dealing with. So their man put brains together and make a miracle happen now because it's strange. But the principal and the sister is definitely guilty.
Aye. Straight.
Because he claims to say he see the boy. And normally the principal them don't really come out and give a speech like that. They have an assistant. You know, they have a guidance counselor or somebody in the school that will talk, that will speak on behalf of the principal. But the principal wouldn't just make it his duty just to come out and give a speech like that. And, you know, with all the things that has allegedly said, you know, it's like it's a family tree going on around there at the principal house.
I telling you, boy.
The father cutting grass, this body cleaning, this body, you know, it's a family tree thing.
Yes, I say.
So, you know, out of 100 is 3%. You would even think that this case would either, you know, get any justice.
Real
would
thing.
get any justice, my brethren.
Yeah, man. It's hard.
I left it right there.
There. All right.
Highly.
Yeah, people. Well, that's it. Thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. You don't know we out. It was a pleasure being here with you. Like I said, 2 hours is 7:07. Big up to everybody that check in on the 1s and 3s, the 3s and 4. Love you guys. Hope you guys stay safe. Definitely, we're gonna be back here tomorrow. No, tomorrow's a Wednesday. Oh shit, that's my day off. Let me see what happens. I might forward and do something for y'all, but you don't know. Was a pleasure being here with you guys. Stay safe, stay blessed. I got to upload dropping at 7:30. It done there on the page, but it premiering at 7:30. So you guys could check that out. You know, definitely as you guys dissect through the Tuesday night. But I love you guys, man. You don't know what I go on. Out. Peace and love. You understand? Anyway, before I jump out, can't do the bye. Gotta jump out with style. You say it? Got to jump out with style. And guess what? This is the style. This is the style. We can while. Got to jump out with style. See what's going on. Peace and love to everybody once again, guys. Stay safe. Stay blessed. Do have a wonderful Tuesday. Yeah, like to tell you something. I wake up since 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock I wake up and me sleep up to now back. Yo, when I tell you sleep, yo, you see just now you say I go and plunge in the bed. Not a boy. God could come for the world. Then he could wake me up. Anyway, peace and love. We out here, so check y'all out.
Born in the city of Canada, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, who grew up to be a great leader. By age 34 he came to power, and with this the colonialists started to sour. But Captain Traoré is no one to cower. With a degree in science and geology, he is working on charting a different course, teaching his people to stand firm with no apology. First he and his people started to take control of all their resources from gold and iron ore. This Burkina exercise will be no easy stroll. The fact is that Captain Ibrahim Traoré and Ouagadougou, we are inspired by you. Captain Ibrahim Traoré and Ouagadougou, most of the world's black people really love you. He changed the dress code for the judges and authorities to encourage self-respect to be restored. Traditional Burkinabe fabric, fossil and fine, calculating a different matrix, building self-respect and resilience. Communicate with each other, we will reach the goal. The call is simple, hold on to that hope. A better tomorrow is possible. In peace, develop ourselves and develop our resources. Speak to each other instead of tearing each other apart. Captain Ibrahim Traoré, Captain Ibrahim Traoré and Ouagadougou, we are inspired by you. Captain Ibrahim Traoré and Ouagadougou, most of the world's Traoré, and Ouagadougou. We are inspired by you. Captain Ibrahim Traoré, and Ouagadougou. Most of the world's black people really love